Three, two, one, and we're live. We're live. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, Fabulites. This is Angela with another edition of Notes on the News, where I share with you headlines from my news feed, and also we kick it, chit chat about, conversate, converse, explore. Whatever happens to come up between us, whether it's something having to do with the article, something having to do with the headline, the subject matter at large, or whatever it is, but it's not news. Hey, I see. Welcome. It's just our notes on the news. Like, share, comment, subscribe. Like, share, comment, subscribe, and hit that notifications bell so you know when I go live. You never know when I'm going to go live. I don't even know when I'm going to go live. But when I go live, you'll know. So, yay, welcome on the chat. Hit the like button as you come in, hit the like button as you go out. If you got to leave early, remember it's going to be uploaded so you can always come back and watch later on what had happened. What had happened was. So let's jump right into talking about the good news today. What's the good news for you, Habaragani? Stop the BS now. What's up? Habaragani, what's new for you? What's good for you? What's going on in your family, in your community, and with Black Us that we need to acknowledge and celebrate and whoop, 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 clap it up about. Drop it in the comments. Share. Spread the love. Spread the love. Hi, stop. Is that what you go by? Stop. 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 In the name of love, before you break my heart. Stop. All right. Habaragani. Oh, we left Nia yesterday. Yesterday it was Nia, so we finished the essay. So we are on to the next Kuji Chagalia. Take it all over. We're on to the next Kuji Chagalia. No, we're on to the next uh Inguzo Saba. My favorite Nguzo Saba is Kuji Chagalia, so I just want to call them all Kuji Chagalia. But we're on to the next Nguzo Saba, which is a principle of Kwanzaa, and we're on to creativity, and that's Kuumba. Ooh, that's my second favorite because I like the way it sounds. Hey, Information Man Show, creativity. To always do as much as we can in the way that we can in order to leave our community more beautiful than when we inherited it. So, how are you adding value to your family, your community, and to Black Us? Look, I just took that over. I got that from Sister Ajali on Hey Abdul Rasulullah. Yay! I got that from Sister Ajali over on Radical Home Sister. And I love that. Black Us. Okay, so we're again from endarkment.com. We are reading an essay on Kaumba. Remember, we just realized they had essays, so we just do a paragraph at a time. So the sixth principle is Kaumba and logically follows from and is required by the principle of Nia. It is a commitment to being creative within the context of national community vacation, the national community vocation of restoring our people to their traditional greatness. Good evening, the underrated darkness. How are you doing? Um, and thus leaving our community more beneficial and beautiful than we, i.e., each generation. Hey, Sonia C's, how are you? Inherited it. The principle has both a social and a spiritual dimension and is deeply rooted both in social and sacred teachings in African societies. Hey, Max Evans, welcome on the chat. So, Kaumba, creativity. Hey, the real Aaron Collins, T-Rex. How are you leaving your community better than you inherited it? And how is that flowing from your purpose? They say it naturally flows from Nia, from your purpose, from our community purpose. So, okay. So let's hop on over and see if the what the Buddha has to say in the segment that we like to call Yo Buddha, what up though? All right, let's see. The words of the Buddha. T-Rack. By doing evil, one defiles oneself. By avoiding evil, one purifies oneself. Now, Miss Bella is down here on the floor looking all weird, like she want to come up. By doing evil, one defiles oneself. By doing, by avoiding evil, one purifies oneself. Purity and impurity depend upon oneself. No one can purify another. So he's basically saying, they're basically saying, we each have to take responsibility for ourselves. The choices that we make have an impact on us. The choices that we make lead to whether we're adding value and growing and developing. Tell Bella hello from Mister. I'll tell her. I might have to roll the windows up. Or whether we're devaluing ourselves in our community. So, are we choosing to do evil and defile ourselves in our community and our people and our family? Or are we choosing to avoid evil and embrace good and purify ourselves, our family, and our community? What we gonna do? I don't know. I'm just asking. We get to choose. What you gonna choose? All right. So check out. Let's proceed with the news feed. Oh, from me, the R was a typo. Okay, I got you. T-Rex says hello, Bella. She just kept looking out the window. I don't know if she, you know, she a dog. She ain't the brightest. Group apologizes for auctioning a night in Mandela's cell. We have defiled ourselves trying to integrate with demons. Stop the NT. Oh. Okay, so I guess there's a celebration going on this year or whatever for Nelson Mandela's birthday, or it's something going on in South Africa. Stop, JT. Sup, JT. Who's JT? Oh, okay. Did I miss somebody coming in? So there's a celebration going on this year regarding Nelson Mandela, and so I guess somebody thought it would be a good idea to be like, hey, let's auction a night in the cell that Nelson Mandela stayed in. And the people are like, no, we're not gonna do that. The offer caused an outcry. Mandela was a letdown. Yeah, I wonder, like when he was in jail for so long, I wonder if they operated on him. I wonder if they drugged him. I just wonder what type of experience he had. I wonder if they threatened him with bodily harm to his family. I just can't imagine that they just put him in jail and left him alone. I just can't. I mean, I don't know. The offer caused an outcry. The highest bidder in a South African charity in a lifetime. He was a clone coming out of jail. A once in a lifetime chance to spend the night in Nelson Mandela's prison cell, where the anti-apartheid leader spent 18 years. So brazenly in bad taste, there are no words, local photographer Victor Dlamini said on Twitter, while other South Africans cringed at the idea of corporate leaders competing to sleep where the Nobel Peace Prize winner once struggled to remain undiminished. Offering sincere apologies, the CEO sleep out trades. Now here we go again with this theme, right? Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to be offensive. They constantly always saying that. They just apologizing. And you know how I feel about sorry. From in my timeline, he died in jail. Oh, every time we talk about this, I think you say that. I see you changed your avatar. But you know how I feel about sorry from for color girls who've considered suicide when the rainbow was enough. I, I can't do nothing with sorry. You can keep yours. I don't know what to do with them. They don't bring the sun back or open doors. And no, whites don't make no mistakes. So anyway, yeah, you can keep your sorries. Just try to act right. Try to work on doing better. That's how I feel. So that's what's up with that. Okay, pictures show the devastating scenes from the landslide and floods that reportedly killed. Sorry, don't shine my shoes. Right. What does sorry do? Pictures show the devastating scenes from the landslide and floods that reportedly killed at least 51 people in Japan. I want to auction at night. Right, auction a night at Auschwitz. Right, they ain't going for that skit. That's right, exactly. So there are 51 people at least who have made their transition in Japan. So prayers out to those people. I'm not, I guess all over the world there are all kinds of major weather events going on. Sorry, don't pay my bill. Sorry, don't. I mean, yeah, what does sorry do for me? Yeah. Um, so there are, all kinds of weather events going on all over the world. So I guess this is part of it. When I read the headline, I'm like, I've never really seen a landslide. I don't exactly know what a landslide, mudslide type situation is. I don't know if it has something to do with the terrain of where they are regionally to where they would be, vulnerable to, landslides and like, I was just like, I don't really understand the concept. Sorry. Yeah. So yeah, just prayers out to Japan, like a snow avalanche, but with mud. But like for example, where I am now, even if it were to rain, I don't think that mud would come sliding down. So I think that you have to be on the I think you have to be on hey Jamaica girl, 1 2 3, hey friend, hey. I think you have to be like, it has to be like mountainous or something for that to oh Lord, look, I'm trying to text at the same time. For that to work. Hey Jamaica. I've been missing everybody's shows because I ain't really been on like, hey. I ain't really been on like I'm like, I used to be. Okay, so yeah, prayers out to Japan and anybody who's losing anybody, who's lost anybody today. Just prayers out to people. I'm good. How you doing? White Louisiana driver who killed Good Samaritan, then mocked him on social media, won't be charged. I'm glad you're good, Jamaica. So that's coming off of Atlanta Black Star. Uh, the headline is depressing enough that I don't necessarily want to look at the story and see more of what it is, but it is on Atlanta Black Star if you're interested. But, I just kind of feel like in Not News Today, same stuff, different day. It's more of their just us system, not us, not black us, just white them system. So, you know, prayers out to the Good Samaritan who was killed and their family and their community. I know, even though, we're in this system and the system is not for us, and on some level we know that and we understand it, I know it can be devastating and hurtful when you get smacked in the face with it. Like when you're just smacked in the face with the fact that who you are and who your people are and your relationships in your life mean nothing in the context of the society. It can be hurtful. So when we're looking from the outside, we're like, oh, it don't mean nothing, but still I feel bad for the people because they're going through it. You know what I mean? So yeah, just prayers out, to all of us, because it hurt. It's like it's an insult, it's a slap in the face to all of us. So, and that's what they do. It seems every day we are being broken down. The system is very hard on the soul. Yes, it is. And I feel like because every day we're being broken down, or every day they're trying to break us down, we have to it's really important for us, as much as we can, to work every day to build ourselves up and to put ourselves in environments. I got some to put ourselves in environments and situations and around people and around vibrations that help to build us up and keep our spirits high, you know, because I don't like they're losing. I really don't think they can win. I don't think they're winning. It feels like it sometimes, and it feels really demoralizing, but that's why it's so important um for us to focus on keeping ourselves big up, focus on keeping ourselves good, focus on keeping ourselves and each other better. Um so okay, so I lost my place again. Habaragani. Oh, Kaumba. Creativity. Yeah, we got to use our creativity to keep ourselves encouraged, keep ourselves focused on truth, not get distracted by the illusion that's here. Blacks have their own healing energy. That's why we need to be closer to each other, touch and agree, as they used to say. That is so true, and that is so important. Because when you like, I know, like, even just from being in Mississippi and then being back here, when you have more of a network, you have more of a vibration, it creates a whole different feeling. It's like you feel more things are possible, and you feel Like you have stuff. It's like if you're on the dance floor. Like if I'm on the dance floor and other people are dancing and they can dance, it's like, yeah, it's good. But if you're on the dance floor and there's some people dancing who can't dance, it always throws me off. It's like I like start looking at them, then I'm like, okay, I'm not gonna look at them. And then you can't just have a good time and relax because you like don't look over there because it's gonna throw you off. So it's kind of like it's important who your community is, who your people are. Who you connect with, who you spend, and who and what you spending time with. El Código Negro and the Royal Decree of Graces 1789. Now I think this is some black code stuff. I don't know what that is I'm smelling. It smell like somebody cooking meat, but it's like a weird smell. I always do me on the dance floor. Never mind them. Yeah, I'm kind of sensitive, Max. If I see somebody who, if they do something, I'd be like, oh, and then I'm like, wait, what's up, Kendrick? How are you doing? Bella farts. Oh, is that what I'm smelling? Well, all the windows are open. It could be. Um, The Royal Decree of Graces was built upon later that year. In this update to the rules, the new rule is known as El Código Negro, or the Black Codes, the Chihuahua effect. The more they lose the numbers, the harder they fight back. Bye, Jamaica girl. Oh, you leaving? Bye. Have a great one, Jamaica. Racism is as much psychological and mental as it is physical. Yeah, I think it's more psychological and mental, actually. I think, a lot of the stuff is designed to demoralize us so that we won't fight back. Just a reminder to Jamaica Girl and everybody else, if you came in late or you leave early, once it's uploaded, you can loop back to where you were, go forward or go for, like if you came in late, you can go from the beginning to where you came in. If you left early, you can go from where you left to where you go. It's just, that's an option. Yeah, I think it's because there's a lot of, what is Jamaica doing? Yeah, have fun, whatever you're doing. There's a lot of even like we're here talking about the black codes. I feel like a lot of the stuff is designed to like break your spirit and break your mind. Because see, if you don't break somebody's spirit and you don't break somebody's mind, you really don't have them. It's way more psychological. They have trained us to hate what we see in the mirror, and what in the mirror of us looking at each other too. Right? We gotta love each other. We gotta love ourselves. Um, it should be noted that the main objective of the decree was promoting slave holding in the Caribbean colonies. When gold dried up in Puerto Rico in the 16th century, Spain turned its attention elsewhere for a period, and Puerto Rico and other Caribbean colonies became Spanish garrisons. I don't really know what a garrison is. When the Caribbean became prime spots for certain cash crops, the slave trade picked up. During this entire period, come on, many colonies were predominantly black or mixed with black. Miss Bella. Hey, Rowdy Chica. Thank you for being here. Welcome on the chat. Now there were some fail safes or conditions. First, the owner had to be open to selling freedom. Also, the owner set the price. Garrison sounds like the military. Yeah, it does, doesn't it? Psychology comes from them. They want to control the mind, and that field is just that. Psychologists are considered therapists. Therapist equals the rapist. Ooh. I was watching this movie the other day called I Am Slave. It's on YouTube, and it was pretty interesting. But there were like these two scenes. One scene, garrison means to house or a house. There was one scene in the show where when the woman, when she was like, when she was first enslaved as a girl, she was like looking at the woman dead in the eye, and the woman is like, don't look at me, don't ever look at me like that, like trying to break that spirit and also diminish like her confidence, and her like looking at her like, I see you. And then there was another scene where the girl was kind of looking and she wasn't smiling, or she might have been a young woman by then, and the woman was like, smile, smile, like you can control somebody's emotions. And the girl was like, but it's kind of like, how can you force somebody to smile if they ain't happy? Like, but that's that trying to get at that, dance. That's why they invent new genders and psychology, to meet their needs. After doing so, most freed blacks would move elsewhere and farm the land. The result, some also became slave owners. Others pursued military service. Results, El Código Negro, I don't know, allowed for those who could afford to purchase their freedom to do it, but the slave population continued to grow. So this has something to do with Puerto Rico. The essay is basically over. And I guess I don't know if I was chit chatting through it and I missed the point. But it's coming off of Black Then. So, you can go check it out. Breaking the Soil, African American Farmers' Long Legacy of Land Ownership. So this is coming off of Black Then, Código equals code, Negro code, black codes. Yeah. What's up, Max Evans? Okay. So we talk about black farmers and we talk about the tradition of black ownership and the fact that wherever you go, black people are always trying to own land, buy stuff, create businesses, and own stuff. So they got a whole essay on Black Then talking about the long legacy of land ownership and how, I guess the corollary to us constantly trying to build and own stuff and develop ourselves is, other non-black us trying to break us down. South Korean women protest in Seoul over hidden sex cameras. So we talked about this upskirting phenomenon and how it was like it seemed to be very, very common in Korea. And there's also apparently, according to this article, this common thing where you'll go to public bathrooms or go to wherever and people have installed hidden cameras. And then they take pictures of people using the restroom or doing whatever, women. I think it's just women, doing whatever where they think they're private, and then it like ends up on porn sites and stuff. So it's like it's a big problem, and women are protesting in Seoul. And I ask again, I don't understand why it's just women protesting. I feel like even though, women may be primarily being victimized, I feel like we're all victimized. I don't think that Asia's messed up sexually. I don't think that we should be like, oh, well, if something is wrong and it doesn't affect me, then it's cool. I feel like if something is wrong, it's wrong. Those are, we all... it's jacked up. It's jacked up. So I don't know why it's just women protesting. The men should be protesting too. And the men, I think, should be yoking up the men who are doing that, being like, you better not do this anymore. Okay. Venus Williams uses these 7 workout moves to keep her body in killer shape. Now, doesn't this woman go to the gym like seriously and weight train and stuff? They talking about she does squats. What else did they say? But I think she probably do more than these 7 moves. Don't y'all think she do more than? Let's see what she doing. Let's see some tip. Y'all see the muscles? You see that? Oh, she holds plank. She holds a plank for as long as she can. She does medicine ball crunches, some side laying clams. I don't know what a side laying clam. You can vouch for the squats. Some air squats to help get firm glutes, sit-ups with weights. Lastly, she does some exercise ball push-ups. And you can watch her full routine below. I need to start children in government-run facilities. State Department report warns children in government-run facilities can be easy targets for human traffickers. I saw this story today where the woman was saying do at least 1 minute plank, work up to that squat when going to the potty, like a squatty potty. We were talking about them squatty potties in South Africa and the children falling in. It seems like an epidemic. So I saw this story today where this woman was saying, I guess an investigative reporting group went over because this woman was like, it's a office complex next to me that's been abandoned. And now all of a sudden I see these men ushering children into it. And I don't know what's going on. I think they're sex trafficking. She had some text messages she was sending to her husband. And then over time, as people found out about the separation of the children from their parents, she realized that these were children who were children of illegal immigrants or whatever, who had been separated from their parents. And they were being held in this facility, which does not have a kitchen. It may have like one kitchen. It's not really a facility for people to live in. I don't know if they had beds in there or what was going on, but I just think this combination between the sex trafficking and, children being held in government-run facilities being vulnerable to this type of thing is interesting, because remember, as the conversation has evolved, there's been a little bit of a conversation about how come we see so many of the boys, but where are the girls? Where they at? What's going on with them? Reno versus Flores. Okay. I don't know what that is. So, and I kind of, like Zero had a reputation to me. Remember, he was like his good friend. Y'all see Bella? I know y'all always be wondering where Bella is. One of his good friends was like convicted or of child molestation or dealing with 13-year-old girls. And there was some girl who was trying to sue Trump and she just kind of disappeared. And I was kind of like, maybe him and his friends had found them court case about the separation of children from parents. Is that a current case that's going on? Reno versus Flores. Um, so I just kind of felt like African immigrants to Europe have been sex trafficked. Yeah, and like if we look in this foster care system where a lot of black children are being separated from black parents and black families, a lot of these children talk about being molested and abused and raped and having 1997, I believe. Oh, it's old. I mean, I feel like wherever people are vulnerable, it seems like there are some people who would take advantage of their vulnerability, in these ways. Missionary, right? The missionaries, because we were talking about those non-governmental organizations. We just saw like the whole thing went down in Haiti, and then we just saw a story within the last couple weeks. We were talking about, it wasn't in Haiti, it might have been in the Democratic Republic of Congo or something. A lot of children are unaccompanied and they tend to send boys versus girls. So you think the proportion of boys is higher? Oh, during the Clinton time. So it's like an ongoing issue. Okay. Tiger Woods. Oh, we had a whole conversation about Tiger Woods today and the women that he seemed to be dealing with and the waitresses. And I'm like, well, I think his daddy probably laid that on him. He is probably hardwired into him watching his daddy as a child go to diners and pick up waitresses. Because wasn't all of the women Tiger Woods was dealing with, were they like all waitresses from like IHOP and the Waffle House and this kind of like, and he's like this top tier athlete. It seemed like he would get some people who were on peer with him. There might be like a waitress in the mix, and I'm not saying a waitress can't be on peer, but it just seemed like really interesting. Like I think it's some daddy issue stuff. But this story is not about that at all. Tiger Woods to play Phil Mickelson in $10 million winner take all match. Do you care? No. do you care? My mother is following Tiger Woods again. Any sports she liked to watch with black people. I bet Elijah Cummings, Maxine Waters, and the rest of the Boule Coons won't get on their suit boxes to address that. Get on. Okay, they're a white. Okay, I missed that. I don't have any comment on that because I don't know. I was listening to Al Sharpton, and he was like, someone had called in and said made a comment similar to yours in terms of the Congressional Black Congress, the Congressional Black Caucus, and not being like not speaking up for reparations, not speaking up for black people. And Al Sharpton is like, that is absolutely not true. And he was like, and I was like, oh, well, I didn't know. I didn't, I don't know. There are white tourists who go to Africa and take pictures with poor Africans. They think this is fun. It's called the White Savior Pics. Go to hell, Tiger. Tiger's mother told Time magazine that her biggest fear was him marrying a black woman. Exactly. Congressional Black Caucasoid. His biggest fear was her biggest fear was the child. Wow. Fear? I don't know. Man claims self-defense after killing teen over fireworks. I was scared for my life. That's what they always say, right? The cops and all of the other people. I was so afraid. Thankfully, cell phone video proves otherwise. Now, I don't know why we're saying thankfully, because we done seen cell phone video after video after video after video. The Rodney King video was not cell phone video, but it was still video footage. And what is the video footage? What has it done for us? I mean, other than like have us have more and more clarity of the fact that, yes, what we already knew was happening, but didn't we kind of already know it was happening? So I don't know. I mean, I guess it's absolutely nothing in the court of law, right? Which you would think facts, video footage means nothing. We need results and convictions. U.S. service member. I feel like I don't know if it. I know. I see. I guess the other day you were real. You were talking court. I don't know if that's. I mean, I don't know what the answer is, so I'm not saying that's not the answer, but I feel like it's their court, it's their game, it's their system. So they run their court, their game, their system the way they want to run it. And is like I just feel like as long as we're playing their game, it's doomed. Like how can we win in their system? Black and African American has no standing in the legal system. Was that the Dred Scott case where they say you have no you ain't human, you have no rights we're bound to respect, or whatever it is. I feel like they've been very clear, explicitly, implicitly, at not so Sharpton is washed up. He and his old dated not so sharp. On his radio show, he says Al Sharpton. He and his old dated perm both need to get somewhere and sit down. Dred is alive and well. No, T-Rack, no. I think some of the stuff that Al Sharpton says is interesting, and I kind of like listening to how he interacts with his guests. U.S. service member killed in inside attack in Afghanistan. So I didn't look at the article, but I'm like, what is an inside attack? Is that like friendly fire? Can anyone name a black leader today? Is that like friendly fight? Is that like friendly fire? Like, and it's not friendly when somebody kill you or shoot you. So I don't even really know what friendly fire is. But what's an inside attack? So anyway, somebody was killed. I guess prayers out to them and their family. Sonya, nope. Tyler Honeycutt. Sonia Sees. Beyonce is a black leader. No, she's not. I named Sonia Sees the black leader. I have leaders in my community, people that I consider leaders. I really like Charles Farrell and the work that he's doing at the Charles Wright Museum with public education. I really like the work that Chokwe Lumumba was doing in Mississippi, in Jackson, Mississippi, and I'm interested to see more of what his children are doing, or what his son is doing now that he's elected. I probably have to sit down. Beyonce's weave is a black leader. I probably have to sit down, but I think, I can look to people. I can think of people that I think of as leaders who I respect and appreciate the work that they're doing, and the work that they've done. And I look to them, as models, and as, I respect what they do and how they think. We're all black leaders. Okay. Right. And that's important too, because I think this idea of we need a Khalid Muhammad today. I never heard of any of the people that you named, but you probably know of people in your community who you respect and who have done work and are doing work that you think is valid and viable. I don't think that I think that the point that I think it was T-Rack in terms of, this idea that like there's one person who has all the answers that we all look to and we're like, oh, a leader. I don't know if I so much believe in that model. I think that one, we need to lead ourselves, and two, I mean, I think in our communities, we need to look for inspiration and stuff. Colin Kaepernick received civil rights awards. I appreciate. I mean, I think that Colin Kaepernick has taken some leadership, and I appreciate the leadership that he's taken. Everyone in this chat got something to say that's a black leader, point blank, plain and simple. And I think we need to start bigging up, the leaders that we know, and acknowledging people for their work and celebrating, that, and focusing on that and looking for people who are, looking for people in situations to catch people doing something right, to catch people. Let us discover, let us choose, let us pick, let us acknowledge, not to say that anybody is going to be perfect. We need a Khalid Muhammad today. I'm not really familiar with Khalid Muhammad. But what's up, Toussaint? So yeah, but I think the whole conversation about leadership is an interesting conversation. Lead yourself. Kaumba with creativity. Tyler Honeycutt, ex-NBA player, dies after police shootout. Now, when I read the headline, I thought one thing, but I skimmed the article, and it's like his mother called the police because she said he was acting erratically. They say that when they came, he was shooting. I don't really know what's going on. I hate to hear about anybody making a transition. I always get concerned about people like having mental health crises. I feel like I don't know what I would do if I was in a situation with a grown man and I was afraid for my life. Would I call the police if it was someone that I loved and I cared about? I mean, I'd be concerned that they might get killed, but then I'm concerned that I might get killed. I mean, I don't really know what I would do. And are the police going to rescue me? Are they going to save me? Are they going to help me? I mean, I don't I don't think so. I don't, it's yeah. So I feel bad for the mama in the situation. I wish she had an uncle, somebody to call to, so I wish she had somebody else to call other than the cops. Who, I hate that. Yeah, I don't like that. But anyway, prayers out to the family of Tyler Honeycutt, who I'm not familiar with. I don't know nothing about the NBA. I sure don't know him, but his family and community. I gotta roll up the back window.
Better shake that was supposed.
So Bella, yes, Bella. So Bella don't jump. So Bella don't jump out and kill that dog. Okay. Khalid Muhammad was the mouthpiece for Louis Farrakhan until he was ousted from the nation. He was also de facto leader of the new Black Panther Party. Oh, okay. Yeah. Yeah. And I guess, in terms of like a lot of people in their leadership is sort of like some people I think talk good and talk pretty, and I think that there's something to be said for that. I think that some people are good at analyzing things. I think that different people have different strengths. I don't know if I look to anybody for like all of the answers or the be all to end all. Like, because it's like people are people, they're human beings, and we're all flawed. Um, okay. She's still fussing. Looks like that dog is jumping. Who, Bella? Yeah, she's about to climb out that window. I've never seen her climb. Look, now she at this window. I've never seen her jump out the window, but um there is a such thing as waking up, hush, on the wrong side of the bed, according to science. So I guess they were saying, like, well, what is it? Is Bella in heat? I don't know. I don't think so. Usually when dog is in heat, dogs come around. That's how you know. Her little hairs on her behind spread out. There are others that can carry on for Dr. Khalid. Oh, is that why she yelling? Come on, come on, come on. But this article was interesting, or the main thing that I kind of took away from it is this idea that her old ass not in heat. The main thing that I kind of took away from it is this idea that when you get up in the morning, if you think you're going to have a bad and difficult day, then you're probably going to have a bad and difficult day. And so the importance of when you get sort of ordering your day, taking a couple minutes, a half hour, 20 seconds, whatever amount of time you can to imagine, like, okay, what's the worst thing that I think is going to happen today? Okay, how can I imagine it unfolding in a way that I would be excited about, that I would feel good about, that would be like, yay, rah, rah, sis, boom, bah. So just like taking some mental control of your day before your day even gets started, and how important that is for setting the tone of your day. And I always figure, even if it doesn't work out, like even if you visualize good and it doesn't work out the way you visualize it, at least you had that moment of visualization of the good. So you had that moment of yay, yay, rah, rah, sis, boom, bah. Instead of waking up being like blah and then having a bad experience, which is like blah. Now you got a double blah. But if you do yay, yay, sis, boom, bah, and then you get a blah, you still got some yay, yay, sis, boom, bah, right? All right. So that's in Science Today. Khalid Muhammad was very outspoken and didn't back down from nobody. He was on a famous episode of Dr. Phil Donahue. Khalid Muhammad was a modern day Malcolm X. Bella is a star. Ever thought of capitalizing on that? How could I capitalize on it? I was on a chat the other day, just in the stream, and somebody was like, "Tell Bella I said hi." And I was like, "Okay." Bella t-shirts. Oh, that's kind of a good idea. Bella greeting cards. Bella on Coon Watch. John J. Nemore, founder of the California Owl newspaper. I wonder why he named it the California Owl. I don't understand the owl part. I did not understand it. Bella Coon Watch posters. Yeah, you could have little stickers for your car that could be little Bellas on Coon Watch. On School B. My audio went down. Is it still down? Press 1 if you can hear me. Press 1 if you can hear me. Can you hear me? Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? Call me now. Oh, you can hear me. Oh, maybe it went down and it came back up. Thank you, IC. Thank you, Max Evans. Okay, let's talk about this. The California Owl was an African-American newspaper founded by John J. Nemore in 1879. He was born in 1862. While they were still in his teens, he started it. Oh no, maybe if you try to refresh, I don't know this for a fact, but I've just heard other people say that sometimes if you refresh, okay. He published a paper to provide the Black community with information about jobs, housing, and other relevant information happening throughout the community. Hey, Yapo. A decade later, after the first publication of the California Owl, I just kind of like that one because he was in his teens when he started it. And it was like all the way back in the day. Who's ever heard of the California Owl? Maybe some people in California, I don't know. But it's like it's always people out here doing stuff that's progressive and productive and trying to add value using their kaumba to build themselves, their family, and their community. And I like, being able to learn more, say different people's names and acknowledge them. So shout out to ancestor John J. Nemore. 10 claps plus more for John J. Nemore. Okay. June 18th, 1963. 23. Okay, let's say we up to 23. June 18th, 1963, 3,000 African-American students and parents hold one-day School B. I don't know what a School B is. I think that might be a typo. What's a School B? School B period. Okay, we're going to come back to that one. The Many Faces of Paul Robeson, a multi-talented man who sacrificed everything for civil rights. Now, I know it's probably, a spelling bee. Maybe a spelling bee. It's probably somebody on here who's going to be like, oh, Paul Robeson. Because I know sometimes I feel like everybody who I say, people have something to say about them. Peace, everyone at the store right now. People have something to say about everybody, but I just try to find something, you know what they say, use what you can and throw away the rest. So I feel like, nobody is perfect and we can, but my mama loved her some Paul Robeson. And I grew up as a little kid knowing about Paul Robeson. My mother is like, he was a scholar. He was so smart. He was an athlete. He was in multiple athletic events. He was talented in this way. He was an actor. He was a singer. And I think that really instilled in me like a respect for, Renaissance people and people who and he was for the people and he was for Black people. I love that. And I feel like none of my peers knew who Paul Robeson was. And I just felt like all my life, whenever I'm like, Paul Robeson, that's the man. Because my mama felt like he was the man. So I'm a fan of Paul Robeson. And the spirit, the idea, I don't know if he was perfect as a person. But who is? Are you perfect as a person? I don't know if he was perfect as a person, but I feel like, big ups to what he accomplished and who he was. June 18th, 1963, 3,000 African-American students and parents hold one-day school boycott. That's what the B stood for, boycott, to protest the inequalities of segregated schools. 1963. The Boston School Stayout, organized by the Massachusetts Freedom Movement, was the beginning of suburban involvement in the Boston school problem. Now, I personally feel like the integrated schools and the children being in schools with the white people teaching them, I'm not a fan. And I guess being in Detroit and seeing children who have gone to African centered schools and being in African centered schools and seeing them, in their African clothes and with their African names and singing, Africa, like happy birthday in Swahili and having their pledges. And then years later, even when the schools don't exist, they come back together for Kwanzaa and it's a community and they still do the pledge. I'm impressed. I'm like a big fan of I'm a big fan of us having our own schools. So, I don't, and then we keep hearing story after story after story of the people, they always trying to dog us out and diminish us, and they can't because we're fabulous and talented and wonderful, but they keep trying. Oh, am I buffering? Okay, press one if I stop buffering. Thank you. Press one. Not buffering, no buffering. It's not AF here in LA in the 100s. It's hot as F here. Okay, I got you. You don't even have to redo it. It's hot. It's in the 100s. It was about 2 or 3 days ago. It was like 100. The heat index was like 102 here in Detroit. It was hot. So, yeah. Maybe you should refresh Ayapo. Okay. Okay, let's keep going. Mercedes-Benz 78 here. We had 100s yesterday. Yeah. Yeah, you be relieved when it go down. I tell you that because it was hot as F here. Mercedes-Benz will test self-driving cars on public roads in Beijing. I feel like they don't do they regulate anything in China? It's like anything goes. I mean, we barely have regulation here in this country, but it seemed like in China, it's really just a free-for-all. What does that mean for the African continent with so much involvement of Chinese and Asian people? Ayapo, De Johnson, Garage, Billy Jack Yappa. Sonia C's is silly. So I don't know if they're doing that because they can't do self-driving tests in this country and they like, hey, China, let us do it. Let's go. I don't know what's going on. But anyway, Grio, good news report. Kiko Davis is the only African-American woman to own a bank in the United States. So yay for Kiko Davis, I guess. I'm a fan of credit unions because I feel like they're owned by the people, and I think I'm like a other people kind of people. Like all you share the profits with the people. I like that. I like the communal thing. I like the collective thing. I like the collectivism thing. I like the cooperative movement, like food co-ops and stuff like that. But she's taking the meaning of girl boss to a new level. I hate that as a first line for the article. Girl boss, black credit unions. Yeah, my first job out of college was at a community development credit union in a black community. Shout out to Central Brooklyn, Bed-Stuy, Fort Greene. Uh, 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 there are other communities too. So yeah, girl boss. Yeah, I don't like that. She's the only African American female owner of a bank. I don't know why they don't say African American woman owner. Wouldn't I have to be fresh first to refresh? Right, yo, stale. Um, Davis is the majority stakeholder of the First Independence Bank, the 10th largest African American bank of the total 23 in the country. Do you have an account at a black owned bank? Do you have an account at a white owned bank? If you banking at a bank, can you bank at a black owned bank? I mean, I'm just wondering. Stay still, Ayapo. Oh, stay still. USA Today states that black banks stabilize the communities they serve and provide economic revitalization in distressed communities. In 2017, rapper Killer Mike helped usher in the hashtag Bank Black movement. There is a lot of talk about what a modern day Black Wall Street would look like. We can begin to see by investing in black banks and black owned businesses like Davis's. Okay. She said she was inspired by Shirley Chisholm, the first black congresswoman, and her late husband, Donald Davis. I never even heard of Donald Davis. She created a foundation in his name to continue his legacy building efforts and initiatives. Okay, so I also like when people acknowledge ancestors and people who came before them in the work that they're doing. Like they're not like, oh, I'm just so brilliant, I came up with everything by myself. They want to give a shout out to the people whose shoulders they stand upon and the people who inspired them. I like that. I respect that. I feel like that's good juju. That's like wisdom. Tamar Braxton fires entire band after they ditch her for the Essence Fest, and Vince may be to blame. I wonder what happened. I mean, is she mad because the band got a gig? I don't know, because she seems, I don't know her personally, but she seems kind of like on the petty side, so I don't know. Afro-Canadian actress refuses to apologize for participating in controversial slave play. So we heard about this yesterday. It was at a jazz festival in Canada, because I was like, is it Montreal? Montreal? Because we have Montreal here. It's in Montreal. And some people withdrew from it because of this play. I didn't know it was a black woman involved with it. She's Haitian. And she's basically saying, I'm black and I'm Haitian and I'm proud. And I think this is a good play. But the white people, it's called Slav, SLAV, and it features white people dressed up as cotton pickers and field workers toiling away. She seems Pacho, but damn, she can sing. You funky fresh, Ayako. Stay still. So the people are dressed up and they're toiling away as they sang old Negro spirituals. Now, somebody said, I think that only black people should sing Negro spirituals or something to that effect. She defended her role in the production, writing that as a descendant of slaves, she felt that it was her right and responsibility to do so. There's a complete scene that pays tribute to Haiti. And y'all know I love Haiti, the first black nation to free itself. And like all Haitians, I am extremely proud. That's what she said. By being aware that my ancestors were determined to pay very expensive to take their freedom, the chains they got rid of in their wrists and feet, I refuse to get them back in my head and my heart. So I think it's interesting. It's insulting just a way for white folks to sing black and Dolezal our skit. I think it's interesting. I mean, I'm not really quite sure. I think when we read the headline yesterday, I was thinking about it one way, because I was thinking that it was white people. And now I'm sort of like, oh, it's black. Oh, she's Haitian. So now I'm like, I have to think very deeply about it, and I don't know. Should at least have black folks in the play. Yeah, that's what people were saying. I don't know if it's just all white. I don't know. But I think people were offended by the white people. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I know I got an eyelash or something in my eye. It's bothering me. Spanish divers find Nazi sub wreckage. NASA put Kepler to sleep to preserve its remaining fuel. So Kepler is some sort of space thing that's flying around. It's white folks in blackface playing slaves and singing gospel. Oh. But it's created by a black person. And you know, we don't all think alike. We're not a monolith. So I think people are entitled to have that, or to disagree or find it offensive. NASA announced today the Kepler spacecraft, which has been searching for distant Earth-like planets near sun-like stars, is running very low on fuel. So that was confusing to me. It's offensive. Yeah. I mean, I think I think I think you can be offended. I definitely, I mean, of course you can. But why they running low on fuel? Hey, COG, how you doing? Why they running low? They didn't know where they was going. They didn't have a plan. They don't have enough fuel to get where they going. What happened? Unfortunately, they didn't find any bodies of actual Nazis in that wreckage. Oh, they didn't? I didn't read the article. And you saw I didn't even have anything to say about other than white people look like they're always walking uphill even when the ground is flat. Did y'all know that I went away for a second? The whole stream went down and I just came back. Did anybody notice I was gone? I'm back. So they put it into sleep mode. Yeah, I'm glad. Thank you. It's bad when you go and nobody even know you gone, or when you leave. Have you ever left a place and you be like, bye, I'm leaving, and nobody really cares? We didn't miss you. Well, I missed you when you were gone, Sonia. Why wouldn't you miss me? Okay, Floyd Mayweather accused of swindling a Nigerian. Hey, Porter Berdina. Oh, is it Berdina? Is that right? I like that. Eating cherry tomatoes from the garden. Ooh, that's exciting. Hi, welcome. I haven't seen you before, I don't think. Um, okay. Floyd Mayweather accused of swindling a Nigerian-based company out of $210,000. Now, at first I was kind of like, Mayweather swindled someone. I'm not saying he's dumb. I'm just saying he doesn't seem to be the brightest of the bright. And cucumbers from the garden. Yum. Oh, that sounds delicious. That sounds delicious. I think I got 5 or 6 more days left on my cleanse. You know, I'm doing a 20, I started on the June 21st and I'm going to July 12th. Hi, everybody say hello to Miss Berdina. She's new, about to cook, but I'm listening. Get out of here, Berdina, with that name. She's just joking. You can stay. At first I was kind of like, Floyd Mayweather swindled somebody. Floyd is getting revenge on Nigerian Ash. And he's bright, Angela. He's undefeated and a billionaire. Okay, well, maybe he is. I'm just saying he doesn't seem to be. To me, I don't follow him because it seems like he's always saying dumb and ignorant things. Like, I don't know. I can't even remember the stuff he says, but he does not come across good as me, and he does not good to me. AKA Birdie. You a hater. I'm a hater. So anyway, but when I read the article, it was like they were basically paying him. Hey, brother Danubian, how are you? They were basically paying him for an appearance, and then he backed out of the appearance or changed the date, and then he asked for more money, and they were like, "Cool, we'll pay you more money." But then, so it was kind, and I was kind of like, "Oh, I could see that." Him actually swindling somebody out of $210,000. I don't know. I mean, and maybe I'm missing. Maybe I have to. Cause yeah, maybe I'm missing, his brilliance. He don't seem to be for Black Us. Is he for Black Us, or is he for Mayweather him? Researchers find Amazon is selling white supremacist products. Now that headline was funny to me because the researchers you can't just go on it and see them selling it. We had to do research. Okay, but anyway, and that's against their policy. They say they not, so, but I am shocked and surprised. Oh my God. I'm not shocked and surprised. Twitter reportedly suspended 70 million fake accounts in May and June. Up to 54 deaths linked to southern Quebec heat wave. So again, prayers out to the people who made their transition. Yesterday when we talked about it, I think there were 33 people who had made their transition. And I got reminded yesterday to call my dad to check to see if he was okay because we had a heat wave here. Whoever it is who's having a heat wave in their community or wherever you are or where you know people, call some people and check on them and see if they're okay. Go talk to your neighbors. Just touch base and see if people are okay because it's very, very hot. I see. And prayer, did I say prayers out to the people who made their transition and their family and communities and everything? I know when it was really, really hot. Wow, it's the normal 112 degrees here. Well, we ain't used to no 112. The night he won, Sierra Leone and Liberia was suffering thousands of fatalities from mudslides. He didn't something. Dang, I was about to say something. I forgot, so I guess it wasn't nothing. A man dies on sidewalk after cops remain in car, and he didn't give a damn, not $1. I know no one asked, but I'm okay. Oh, are you okay? No humidity yet. It's supposed to rain tomorrow. So a man dies on the sidewalk after the cops remained in the car and failed to investigate a 911 call about a shooting. I guess the cops, this is NYPD, I guess the cops are like, we come to shoot and kill black folks. We don't come to once they've been shot, what we got, what we just gonna sit in the car. What we care about getting out to see what's up. I guess that's what their position is. That's what their behavior seems to indicate, at least from the headline. I mean, I don't know, but I'm not going to read the story. It's coming off of Atlanta Black Star if you're interested in it. The mayor who wants a sexy police force. Now, this is somewhere like in the Philippines or Indonesia or something. They done hired 20, 30 young women to be police officers, and they have them wearing shorts. And I don't know why he wants a sexy police force and why he has these young women out here in shorts. The prisons are full. Of course, it's shoot to kill nowadays. Right. But these people had already been shot by, this person had already been shot by someone else. Oh, so prayers out to the person who died and to his family and his community. Let me see if I can find his name out and say his name. But this person, he wasn't gonna, what, right, dumb. He wasn't gonna be going to they overcrowded jails. He was gonna be going to the hospital if they had tried to help him. Two NYPD officers have been suspended. His name was Robert Faison. So, prayers out to Robert Faison. Oh, Bedford-Stuy. I used to live in Bed-Stuy. He managed to run 2 blocks looking for help, but collapsed in front of his home. That's like I finally saw the footage of the little boy who got, or some of the footage of the young man who got hatcheted, machete to death in the bodega in New York. And I didn't realize that he had gone, went trying to go to the hospital, and he got pretty close, but not close enough. So the mayor who wants a sexy police force. A man dies on a sidewalk after cops remain in car and fail to investigate 911 call about shooting. So somebody called, somebody's been shot, and the cops just sat in the car and the man died. Howard U alumni open boutique hotel, The Moore in New Orleans. So if you're going to New Orleans, check out The Moore. It's a Black-owned hotel. Whenever I've stayed in New Orleans, I never even thought to look for. I never saw that footage of the Brock situation. Yeah, it was kind of it was I mean, and knowing that little boy was what, 17, 16, he was young. It was just like seeing him like trying to get to the hospital. It was kind of like it made me feel away. So yeah, the Moore in New Orleans is a Black-owned hotel. That's where we go. And when you go to New Orleans, stay at the Moore. Steve Ditko, the bodega killers are about to get exactly what's coming to them. He was 15. Steve Ditko, Spider-Man co-creator, found dead at 90. So I guess prayers out. I don't really know anything about Spider-Man or the comics and all of that, but I know some of y'all are into that. Judge rules NYPD must a hotel. Wow, somebody finally built something. Girl, it's all kinds of Black-owned stuff built. Sonya, cut it out, girl. Black folks are constantly building stuff and creating stuff. That's what we do. It's our kaumba. Judge rules NYPD must disclose surveillance of Black Lives Matters protesters. So there's been this ongoing conversation where the Black Lives Matter people are like, the cops are surveilling us. What are they doing? Why are they doing it? And I guess NYPD is like, we doing it because we want to do it, and we can do whatever they want. Does the hotel have free wings? I don't know. Does it have free watermelon? It's a boutique hotel. It's a nice place. I don't know if it's a nice place or not, but somebody should go check it out and give us a report and let us know. Yay, yay. Hey, love like the sun, welcome. The food should be off the hook, off the his yook. Here's why you should always sleep on your side, according to Sleep Expert, especially your left side. And I've been trying to train myself to sleep on my left side. And so I lay there for as long as I can. A Marvel comic created by Stan Lee and Jack Kirby. So who died? Jack Kirby? Oh, Steve Ditko. They say it's created by Steve Ditko. Are they wrong? That's what the BBC said. He said he was a co-creator too. I try to sleep on my left side, but it's like when it's time for me to like really get down to the business of sleeping, I just lay on my stomach. But I do try to lay on my side as long as I can. So they say the left side is good for your heart, it's good for digestion. So if you can, the research says sleep on your left side. Pictures show the devastating scenes from the landslide and floods that killed at least 38 people in Japan. But later on, it was more people, 50. I think we were up to 51. So again, prayers out. Japan floods, devastation from downpours and landslides. So that's it. We looped all the way around to the end of the news feed. So we still got about 10-15. We got a little bit of time today, so we're gonna go on to our next co-created Black Panther. Okay, see, I know it's y'all out there that are into that. We're gonna go on to our next country. What country? We did Ghana, Guinea. We did Guinea last, right? So it's Guinea Bissau, Bissau. Okay, we're gonna do Guinea Bissau. So we focus on just casually. It's not like any in-depth research or analysis of countries in Alkebulan. We're going alphabetically. So as I'm about to Google, because we've decided the site that I have that has the alphabetical list is not reliable. But what do you know about Guinea Bissau? Name change needed. Why? Because there's so many Guineas. Oh, okay. Sorry, I'm multitasking. Okay. Papua New Guinea too. So Guinea, what does Guinea mean? Are we about to find out? Let's go. Let's go. Let go. Guinea Bissau. 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 We did the regular Guinea is Guinea Conakry, because the capital is Conakry. I think that's what we found out the last time we did this, which was probably last week. I was trying to hear it pronounced because I feel like I'm butchering it, and it's so embarrassing. Don't tell anybody. Just let it be our secret. It's not Equatorial Guinea. That's a whole nother place. We did that during the E's, and we just did Guinea Conakry the other day because it was Guinea, and this is Guinea-Bissau. It's a tropical country on West Africa's Atlantic coast that is known for national parks and wildlife. The forested, sparsely populated Bijagos archipelago is a protected biosphere reserve. Its main island, Boubaké, forms part of the Orongo Islands National Park, a habitat for saltwater hippos. Who ever heard of saltwater hippos? Are there freshwater hippos and saltwater hippos? I guess so. So this is a place for saltwater hippos that like to be in salt water. On the mainland, the capital Bissau is a port with Portuguese colonial buildings in its old city center. I'm really curious about their song, so we're going to try to hear that. Ooh, look at the flag and the emblem. I really like the emblem for some reason. I don't know why I like the emblem. I like the emblem. And the motto is unity, struggle, progress. Unity, struggle, progress. Sounds European to me. We're going to turn it down. So you can see that's the national anthem. I don't know. The national anthem is called, it's called This Is Our Beloved Homeland. It sounds very un-African to our lot. It needs more cowbell and some drums. It sounds like it's got those like drummer boy drums in it. The official language is Portuguese. Ethnic groups are Balanta, 22.5%, Fula. Somebody was Fula on the line the other day when we talked about the Fula. So if you hear your people, Fula, 28.5%. That song needs more slaves. 8.3% Manjanka, 14.7% Mandinka, 9.1% Papel. I've never even heard of Papel. The president is Jose Mario Vaz. There are two types of hippos, the pygmy hippopotamus and the common hippopotamus. Well, which one is the saltwater hippopotamus? Because that's the one that's in this country. Independence from Portugal declared in 1973, 24 September 1973, which is late. I always think we talked about this. I always think of African countries getting their independence 60, 63, 65, somewhere around there. 73 is like on the later end. Jose Mario Vaz. Yes. Is that right? Jose Mario Vaz, V-A-Z though. So we were one of these days we gonna hear what colonizer put him in office. He could be black and just have that kind of name. He could be blackety black and have that kind of name. One of these days we gonna hear one of these national anthems and they're gonna be like boom, but boom, boom, boom. We gonna be like, yes. That's my hope. Probably the pygmy hippopotamus. Pygmy hippopotamus, since it's West Africa. It's 13,000 square miles, well, really close to 14,000 square miles. It was once part of the Kingdom of Gabu, as well as part of the Mali Empire. Parts of this kingdom persisted until the 18th century, while a few others were under some rule by the Portuguese Empire since the 16th century. In the 19th century, it was colonized. Only 14% of the population speaks non-creolized Portuguese. Only speaks non-creolized Portuguese. So most of the people speak creolized Portuguese. Establishes both the official and national language. Portuguese exists in Creole continuum with Criollo, a Portuguese Creole spoken by half the population, 44%, and an even larger number speak it as a second tongue. The remainder speak a variety of native African languages. There are diverse regions in Guinea-Bissau. He probably has that name since the national language is Portuguese. Yeah, we'd have to look at a picture. We'll try to see if we can find a picture. It's a member of the United Nations. Oh, the country's per capita gross domestic product is one of the lowest in the world. It's 40% Muslim, 22% Christian, 15% animist, 18% unspecified others. So we're going to go to culture because the other day somebody asked about food. So maybe people like to know about the food of the place. Oh, some of the people look black. Oh, wait. Oh, they should be black right there in West Africa. Oh, black people. The music of Guinea-Bissau is usually associated with the polyrhythmic Goombay genre, the country's primary musical export. However, civil unrest and other factors have combined over the years to keep Goombay and other genres out of the mainstream audience, even in generally syncretist African countries. Oh, maybe we need to look up the polyrhythmic Goombay genre. Oops. Oh, no, that didn't do it. The word Goombay is sometimes used generically to refer to any music of that country, although it most specifically refers to a unique style that fuses about 10 of the country's folk music traditions. Tina and Tinga are other popular genres, while extant folk traditions. Right, the same way that we took the names in the language of the English colonizers. It's funny how a lot of times, like as American Africans, we're like, why are they speaking Spanish? Do they, they just black, but we speak English. That's not our native language, or our people's native language. So anyway, cuisine. Rice is a staple in the diet of residents near the coast, and millet a staple in the interior. Has anybody had millet before? I think I had millet when I first became a vegetarian. Fruits and vegetables are commonly eaten along with cereal grains. The Portuguese encouraged peanut production. Black-eyed peas are also part of the diet. I love black-eyed peas. Common dishes include soups and stews. I have millet in my cupboard. Yay! Yam, sweet potato, cassava, onion, tomato, and plantain. Spices, peppers, and chilies are used in cooking, including guinea pepper. Flora Gomez is an internationally renowned film director. His most famous film is Naha Fala, in English, My Voice. Never heard of it. Maybe we should check it out. Gomez's Mortunega, Death Denied, 1988, was the first fiction film and the second feature film ever made in Guinea-Bissau. Okay. Sports, football is the most popular sport in Guinea-Bissau. I bet you that's what we would call soccer. Yep. Okay. So, yeah. So the next time we gonna go on to the next country. So that's what I got. So we winding down. This is the wind down segment part of it. So what are you looking forward to? What are you excited about? This on the 14th, those who are regional, we will be doing a meetup at the Jim Crow Museum, or people who aren't regional can come too. But we'll be doing a meetup at the Jim Crow Museum in Big Rapids. We'll be touring the museum, and then we'll be going to Grand Rapids and having a meal at a Black-owned restaurant. And I met this young man who was a college student around that area. He said he's going to tell me. I told him I was going to send him a list. I had 19 Black-owned restaurants in Grand Rapids. So he said he's gonna have his friends look it up. I need to email him. So I got to get on the ball with that. So that's what I'm looking forward to. What are you looking forward to? Again, drop it in the comments. What's new and good and exciting in your family, your community, your life, in the world? Did we miss anything exciting and good going on in the world? Let us know. I think that's it. Habaragani, Kaumba, how you gonna use your creativity to serve your community? What you doing? And I think, as Sonia Stees invited us to do, let's start looking for and identifying some of the leaders in our community and celebrating them. Thanks, Sonia. So what else? Oh, and that's it. So we on the wind down. You don't have to leave wine. You don't have to. Oh, Angela, that's okay. You don't have to leave YouTube, but pretty soon you're gonna have to get the heck out of here. I don't want you to go though, and I'm really appreciative and thankful that you are here. It's not by accident that we're all together, whether live or virtually. Yes, be fabulous, you. It's on purpose. I'm eating butter biscuits. Ooh, I'm still on my cleanse. This is the time of my cleanse when I start getting like real food oriented though. So this is kind of the tough time, but I'm almost finished. It's been 20 days or something like that. It's quite an accomplishment for me. It's the longest I've ever done it. I'm the best who ever did it. Okay, so on that note, thank you for being here. I appreciate you. If you came into the broadcast late, remember you can always once it's uploaded, loop back and see the part that you missed. Is here. Spread the word, like, share, comment, subscribe, and all of those other good things. Peace, fam. Hey, hey, hey. Be you. Be fabulous. Be fabulous you. Be you. Be fabulous. Be fabulous you. Who you gonna be if you ain't you? Who we gonna be if we ain't we? Who you gonna be if you ain't you? Be you. Be fabulous. Be fabulous you. Peace. Somebody asked me if I had a song for the show today, and I played it. And while I was playing it, I was singing it like I always do because I think it's the jam. And the more I listen to it, the more I like it. And he was like, shh, be quiet. I'm trying to hear it. Later, my validated family. Goodbye, Black Us. Goodbye. Bye, Kendrick. Thank you for being here. Thank everybody for being here. I appreciate you. I love you. Goodbye. I hate to shut off when people are still talking. 10, 9, thank you. 8, 7, until next time. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Mwah. Until next time. Peace. You can see her ear. Bella the dog. You can see her eye.